Vortical. Fuck. I'm gonna talk about vortical shit. I don't want to fucking look at my phone fucking face. God damn it. Not fucking narcissist over here. I'm the opposite. If I don't want to look at my face, I avert my eyes. That's not narcissism. Would not be the opposite. I don't know. I'm not getting into this discussion. You can look it up in 1,000 Plateaus. I'm going to go back to the original point. Vortical, vertical. So, like, there's a distinction between vortical and vertical in Deleuze, right? So, like, if you look at vectors, like, the vertical would be something that would more so consist of closer to a spiral movement. The dialecticians try to claim the spiral, but fucking liars. There's no fucking spiral in a dialectic. It's two lines basically perpendicular, meet at some angle. It's straight shit all the way through. If you get into lines, you get into curves, you get into calculus, and the whole point is Deleuze is saying that like 2 to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that basic relation is like biunivocal. Like it's too fucking simple. Like it's not what's going on, but like more so we want to talk about like how that relates to, like I've talked about that more so for in analectic shit, but like how that relates to like tools and weapons, which is like really interesting thing here, which is like Deleuze's like, all right, you swing a sword with skill, but you you swing a hammer with skill, but you swing a sword with mastery. So he's like, all right, hammer being, what about, like, you know, what about sword being? Like, and fuck being, like, it's becoming. Like, all right, already saying fuck you there on that too. Yeah, so the vortical would be his, you know, vortex. It's like what we're saying, like used to be like a football thing you throw. But like the vortex, you know, whirlwind, it would be, you have like curvature on multiple angles, or in multiple dimensions, X, Y, Z, you know. The horizontal line will be free from the Y to the Z. We will liberate our vectors, Deleuze is saying. But, I mean, like, you know, he's talking about, like, the swinging of a sword, and he's talking about, like, the scimitar, right? So, like, it's even a different stroke than, even the fucking, you know, do a long sword, which would be landing on someone almost like a thud of, I don't know, it's like it's still the wedge effect, but it's not the slice on multiple, like, vectors of motion adding up into a discrete flow that is, like, continuous, right? So, like, you hit a hammer, all of your force goes into that blow. You do a, what is it? Yeah. Slash versus pierce. So you're not doing pierce. You're doing a slash of like a scimitar while you're passing on a mount. So probably like, you know, be like riding horses. So it'd be like, I mean, the classic example is man horse bow assemblage, but it's like when you get into the talk of the sword, which is like the other discussion is, you know, past just the bow, is the, you know, the vectors of motion of a, like, moving weapon. And he doesn't really just, like, there's a primary example of the scimitar, but he doesn't just specify that. He's like talking weapons versus tools, right? So like, and why it's, there's a, I mean, not necessarily delineating between the model of work and free action, like worker versus warrior, but like also says, like, you know, where you see revolution, where workers meet warriors, or There they go. Yeah, these are where workers and soldiers meet. There you will find revolutionaries, something like this. But the vortical versus vertical, and the idea of going between like these two models of like a hammer, it delivers all of its force, strike, right? So like, but necessarily but a glancing blow of a scimitar on, just fucking running, past somebody with the slash, it doesn't deliver all of its force. You keep moving past it. So like, if you imagine that through time, you have to conceive of your like automatic will through a larger length of time, because you're not ceasing at the point of impact. You're following through further, and to have a flow of will through time and automatic movement, I mean, that's grace. And if you look at like the root word of grace, you get into like law in French. So it's like droit versus maladroit. So maladroit, awkward, right? So like, what's droit? Graceful. What's graceful? Well, it's also the word for law, right? So it's like the paradigm of the ideal in France. So you have like Germany versus like, it's fucking right, richtig, correct. It's recht is law and correctness and good. Right? Different paradigm. Maybe expressed itself in Hegel. Maybe Hegel's the fucking cause. Maybe he's the discontinuous will that arborifies the discontinuous arborification. Fucking Hegel, Prussian fucking cop. Anyways, liberate with the war machine, and all you can do is find yourself a new weapon. Become black like John Brown. Farewell.